Had a G-Wagon truck turned to Rojo. Martin came for 2 wheels and they going wild down in Soho. One was black and the other was Mexican. Had a like a polio. Younger than you with a Maybach. Younger than you with a Bentley. From the got in the gently. Ain't been friends with these. When I was down out, I so had sympathy. But that's how I go when you broke. Now I'm like mistletoe. This do my own. Not gonna lie on these new clones. Then she asked for a loan. Had to laugh, then I told her get gone. Gon' get that me on. And up, give me not a thing. So I spend 90K on my ring. You can see all my pain in my watch. Got my ex down and walking around with my hand on my. Cause I'm popping and I know you not. And I know you see just how I'm living. You're not happy with life, so you rockin' Reeboks on treetops, getting guap. Got a big Benz like Sasquatch. Every time you see it, with a no, it's top
I got
notch.
that chicken to golf. A lot of these was lost. They broke. They think it's my fault. No call. I want that caught. I'm dripping. I'm stuck with this.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League takes us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Who said the crowds wouldn't embrace football being back in L.A.? You certainly couldn't tell that by what we saw a few moments ago. These folks are pumped up as their Rams get set to do battle with the New Orleans Saints. Greg Zuerlein now. He'll handle the honors to get us started. And we are underway here in Los Angeles. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
Here we go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
On 2nd down, here's Breeze. And Thomas has it. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Ready.
The play clock getting low, so Sean Payton says let's take a timeout. He'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now Breeze. And that's caught by Smith. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. First connection there of the afternoon for those 2, and it's good for a 1st down.
Easy.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. Got some real estate inside the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. 41 yards. And the Saints have taken the early lead. You talk about explosion plays. There's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 23. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Goff now to throw. He'll buy some time right. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there at 22. Goff on 1st down. Going up top. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
14.
On 2nd and 10, Goff throwing the out route incomplete. It's Woods. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. So as they take it over, we step aside. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Twos. Go, 12, go. Hey, check flag 47,
5. On 1st down, it's Gurley. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26. Gurley, of course, was right in the mix for a rushing title, but missed the final couple weeks of the year and ended up finishing 3rd with 1,251 yards, but did have a league-high 17 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, the first in Sean Alexander in 2003-2004 to lead the NFL in total touchdowns 2 years running. How about 2 years in a row he doesn't get a chance to win a rushing title? This year because of injury, the year before because they rested him in the last game. And the first year he said, it doesn't matter much. This year he admitted he really wants to win one of those rushing titles.
And you know one surprising nugget is that he's the only guy to rush for 1,000 yards in each of the last 2 seasons.
12.
On 2nd down, here's Goff. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter.
Twos.
Goff on 3rd down. Steps away to his left. And he is going to go down. They sack him. Back live now to begin the 2nd quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Rams with a football to get us going. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. So the field goal that cuts the lead in half as they, too, are able to get some points on their initial drive of the game. Yeah, all in all, a pretty positive response, right, to the points that were scored against them. And they got a little help from their opponent anyway. Missed the conversion, so now they're just 3 back. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Well, New Orleans comes out on offense here. What was the motivation tactic that Sean Payton used last week before the Philly game? Well, do you remember they won a Super Bowl trophy? They had a Lombardi trophy in-house, and he brought that and displayed in front of the team.
And he also brought in, under heavy guard, $225,000 in cash. That's approximately the winner's share of what you would get for winning the Super Bowl. To let those guys know this is what you're playing for. You're playing for the trophy, which is forever, and the cash, which everyone likes for right now. But it reminds me, back in the day, when the Super Bowl champion got $15,000 in the first few Super Bowls for winning it, the loser $7,500. I remember there was a big blank check up in the New York Jets locker room that said, "Pay to the order of New York Jet, $15,000. So that motivational tactic, it's been around for a while.
And the Saints will stay home for the NFC Championship, and you told me last week that atmosphere was unbelievable.
It was absolutely off the wall, off the charts. I was surprised that the Superdome roof didn't come off.
Got it.
On second down, Kamara. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That good for 19 and a first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Easy, kill. 36. Got it.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints add on to their lead. And oh, it's no good. For the second time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Well, partner, let's look ahead to the NFC Championship game while we got a second. Sunday, 3 Eastern, Rams, Saints. What do you think about that matchup?
I'm loving the matchup, and it's right back at the site where they played in the regular season. And the Saints got out to a 21-point lead, and the Rams reeled them in before the Saints won it by 10 down the stretch. Here's where I think the biggest matchup of the game.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Eli Apple. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Breeze now. Over the middle, it's Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 50 yards. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Well, as they take the field here for the next drive, let's talk about the AFC Championship game. How excited are you for Mahomes and Brady, Chiefs and Patriots?
I'm very excited because, remember, this is a rematch game, just like in the NFC, where they played in the regular season, but this time the site is different. Regular season, they were in Foxborough, and Tom Brady and the Patriots won late against Kansas City. But how about this? The first quarterback to have a 50-touchdown season, Tom Brady, he's taking on the latest to do so in Patrick Mahomes.
And you've also got the likely MVP in Mahomes against arguably the greatest to do it all time. The storylines here just at the quarterback position are limitless.
Yeah, and remember we said they met in the regular season. It was 43-40, the win for the Patriots in Foxborough. But Kansas City walked out of there vowing revenge.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
4 down. Let's go, 12. Let's go.
Here's Goff. This is caught. It's Cooks. Brandon Cooks. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 74 yards. And the Rams are able to cut into this lead. And this one's back to an 8-point game. Zerline out now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. The Saints coming out now to take the field. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Ready? You waiting? Got it!
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle them up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to slip through.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Saints add on to their lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Lutz now to kick this one away. Rams take the field again here on offense. Last week we touched on it a bit earlier, but defeating Dallas to stay alive in the playoffs. They really handled Dallas, and you said that you thought they did a nice job of taking some of the pressure off Goff and giving it to the running game.
And when you think back to those Rams teams in St. Louis, the so-called greatest teams on turf, they threw the heck out of the football. But in this running game against Dallas, they put up 459 total yards, only 186 of those from the right arm of Jared Goff. That's a franchise playoff record. Let's see if they can follow that same formula in the NFC Championship game in New Orleans.
You mentioned the days on turf in St. Louis. It will be their first NFC Championship game since 2001 when they were in St. Louis. Buying time to his left. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Alex Okafor in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. They got a man over the middle. It's Woods. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, Shell.
From the red zone now, Goff into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Ready? Ready? Got it! Ready, what's that?
On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. He hits his target, left side, Watson. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. A gain of 6 there on 1st. We have hit. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he spins through. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And the Rams getting set to go now. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, a reminder to everyone out there, coming up soon, the NFL Club Championship event. Now, there are a handful of those club events that haven't been determined yet, but eventually there will be a representative from each of the 32 NFL teams. It's about $700,000 worth of prize money, and it's all going to take place live on Twitch every day at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, starting January 30th and running through February 2nd. Don't miss it. Back to the air. Goff on second down. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Throwing on third. Gone. Over the middle, complete. That's Woods. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Now a first down throw. Gone. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. And by the way, need to pass along a reminder that our ladder for the Madden Challenge tournament is still open in MUT Drafts until February 11th. And the prize pool for the Madden Challenge, folks, $190,000.
And who wouldn't want to participate in something where you could get a piece of $190,000?
That's what I'm wondering.
Get in, get it done. Let's have some fun.
Five. DC.
Second and 10. Goff again. It's complete. This is Todd Gurley. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play. Now Goff on first down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cameron Jordan coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12.
14.
Here's Goff now on second down. And he'll find his target. Woods, it's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So it's an empty possession there, and you'd have to say it's not like him to come up short on a kick like that.
Yeah, and it's real easy for me to say this, but anything in the 40 to 49-yard range should be pretty automatic for an NFL kicker, especially in terms of at least getting it there. So you're right. That is a surprise that this would come up short.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Ready? You ready? Got it.
Again, it's Kamara. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. The tackle there by LaMarcus Joyner. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
From the gun on third down, Breeze. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
He'll get it up the middle, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Moves back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here.
21.
They get it to him running left. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with some. The Ram fans in this old stadium on their feet. 3rd and goal. Now Breeze on the bootleg. And he's got it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Josh Hill from 10 yards out. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Lutz now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, You know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
They go play action here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Good. 5-4, ready. Over.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Samson Abukum coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's hit on his first 9 passes now in the ball game. On the ground, Kamara. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Throwing now is Breeze. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Aaron Donald. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. 3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
Ready.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, and the Saints add on to their lead. And this part of the game's been an adventure thus far, but this one is good. Lutz now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. And the Rams now coming out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Eli Apple. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat.
Hey, easy. 95-56. Where's that?
Now a pitch out to Kamara. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. On the stop was Aaron Donald.
Easy. We got 21, 21. Got it.
They run it again with Kamara. A little juke. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. The Saints on third down, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
5-8. We got three, fellas. We got three. Got it. Save. 12.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Over the middle, open is Thomas. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion.
Got it. 58, right over there. Yeah. Right, 58, right there. What's that?
Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
His throw caught at about the 5. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Lutz will look to add the extra point. Lutz good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
On second down, here's Goff. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Woods. The 20, 10, and somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Now Goff will lead the Rams up to go for 2. Goff now looks to throw, and that's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. Fights him off, and he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And the Rams are going to go ahead and take another timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. The Saints on third down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. This is 3rd and 4.
21. Got it. Here we go, D. Get off the field. I got 5-4.
To throw, it's Breeze. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
4 down. Check. 4 down.
Here we go with Kamara. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about